Good morning, students. Previously we have discussed the importance of chemistry. Chemistry is the experimental science, as you know. Now we are going to discuss classification of matter. So as a whole, if we take the universe is nothing but the manifestation of energy and matter. क्या है universe में? Energy or matter. So it is made up of, I start from the universe. Universe is the nothing but the, it is the manifestation of matter, and another is the energy. Now coming towards the classification of matter, matter is divided in two components. One is the pure substance. One is the matter physical classification. One will be the physical classification of matter. Physical classification of matter. And this is the classification. Physical classification of matter. Other is the chemical classification of matter. Chemical classification of matter. One basis is the physical classification, other is the chemical classification. In case of physical classification, matter is divided in 5 components: solid, one is the solid, liquid, gas, and 2 other components. One is the plasma state, and other is the BoseEinstein Condensate. BoseEinstein Condensate. But here we get more knowledge about the solid, liquid and gas. Plasma state and BoseEinstein Condensate, these two are another state of matter. Plasma state is observed in hot gaseous atoms and ions constitute the plasma state. Hot gaseous atoms and ions constitute the plasma state. That means a star, and even in the advertising lamp also you will find advertising lamps also you will find the plasma state. In the lightning also there is the observance of plasma state. BoseEinstein Condensate, if we decrease the temperature, density of the substance should increase. But if at the lower temperature, density in spite of increasing, it is decreasing, then it is not in accordance with the general rule of solid, liquid, gas. So it is another state of matter. First of all, in Indian scientist S.N. Bose has propagated this theory and confirmed by Einstein, and in giving the honor to Bose and Einstein, these all matter is considered as BoseEinstein Condensate. You will study in higher classes what is plasma state and what is BoseEinstein Condensate. Normally it is called as BEC, BoseEinstein Condensate. Coming towards the another solid, liquid, gas. Solid, liquid and gas. You will find solid, liquid, gas. In case of solid, liquid and gas, which is the very prime concern in our syllabus, because we have to study solid, liquid and gases individually. In class 12 you will study solid state, and liquid state and gaseous state have to study in class 11th, and various questions related to these 3 topics are asked in IIT and medical exams too. So solid, liquid and gas. Why any substance, if anyone asks you why any substance exists in solid state, what will be your answer? What will be your answer? What is the main criteria by which a substance is constrained to exist in solid state? Your answer would be thermal energy. If thermal energy will be lesser, substance is pertained to exist in solid state. That means in case of solid state, thermal energy will be less. As thermal energy increases, if thermal energy increases, you will find solid get converted into liquid state, liquid get converted into gaseous state. Other idea you can consider, in solid, particles are very closely associated with each other. Particles are very closely associated with each other. In case of liquid, there is a gap between two particles, two individual constituents. So this is called as liquid state. And gaseous state, the gap between two components, two individual components or constituents are very high. So force of attraction in case of, this is the intermolecular space, in case of solid will be less, in case liquid more than the solid but less than the gaseous state. Second point is the force of attraction, because molecules are very closely associated with each other. So in case of solid state, force of attraction will be maximum. Maximum force of attraction between the constituent particles. In case of liquid, force of attraction will be lesser than solid but greater than the gases. Here the least force of attraction. Another criteria, solid do not diffuse, liquid diffuse to some extent, gases has the very high diffusing tendency. Entropy in case of solid will be minimum, in case of liquid will be more than the solid. In case of gases, entropy, randomness will be maximum. Solids are not compressible, they are called as incompressible. आप क्या करो कि एक ग्लास ले लो और उसमें क्या करो कि दो हम सैंड भर दें और उसको प्रेस करें, उसका क्या होगा? Compressibility नहीं. In case of liquid, you find a little bit there will be the compression between the constituent particles. In gases are highly compressible. We see in our LPG cylinder 14.6 kg is constrained in a cylinder, so this is compressible. Gas is very compressible. These all are the criteria, these all are the base physical classification of matter. Now coming towards the chemical classification. Chemistry is easy subject, you can understand it, try to understand it, not try to memorize it. Chemical classification, you find in chemical classification there are two types. One is the pure substance, pure form of matter, and other is the impure form of matter. One is the pure form, other is the impure form. This is called as mixture. Pure form of matter, there are two types. One is the element and other is the compound. Element is the simplest and purest form of matter. Element is the simplest and purest form of any matter. Gold, if you choose the gold as an element, so all the atoms of gold are identical in all the aspects. So it is the simplest and purest form of matter is called as element. Copper, 118 element, these all are the 118 individual identities. This is called as element. That means element, if anybody asks you what is element, you will say the simplest and purest form of matter is called as element. These all elements are further classified in three ways. One is the metal, other is the non-metal. In between metal and non-metal, some substance, some element having the properties of metal as well as of non-metal, they are called as metalloid. Most of the elements, that means approximately 85% of the periodic table, they are all the metals. Rest is the non-metals and very lesser amount of these metalloid having the properties of metals as well as non-metal. Metal की भी property होती है, non-metal की property होती है. Silicon, germanium, tellurium, selenium, these all are the metalloid. Metals, you know, if the name of any element ends with M, they are called as metals. Aluminium ending with M. Potassium ending with M. Compound are of two types. One is the inorganic compound, and other is the organic compound. What is compound? When two elements or more than two elements combine in a fixed proportion by their weight or under the laws of chemical combination, they are called as compound. Compound is a pure form of matter. NaCl compound, CaCO3 is a compound, H2 is a compound, CH4 is a compound. They are formed under the certain laws of chemical combination. In case of impure substance mixture, there are two types: homogeneous, जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं समांगी, एंड हेट्रोजीनस, इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? असमांगी. Now you take a glass of water and put 1 spoon of NaCl. You find the salinity, the saltiness of the salt solution, salt water is equal everywhere. So they are called as homogeneous mixture. They are called as homogeneous mixture. Copper and gold is mixed and forming the alloy. You find that each and everywhere these all atoms are mixed together, not in a fixed proportion, not under the laws of chemical combination. They are called as homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Now take a glass of water and add some mud into it or sand into it. You will find sand is present more at the bottom of the glass. So this is called as heterogeneous mixture. That means the composition of their components are not equal, uniform throughout the mixture. So they are called as heterogeneous mixture. Composition is not uniform everywhere. So they are called as heterogeneous. If the composition is uniform throughout the mixture, uniform throughout the solution, called as homogeneous mixture. You take glass of water, add some sugar molecule and mix it properly. You will find the sweetness of this solution. इस शरबत का जो मिठास होगा वो सब जगह क्या होगा? बराबर होगा. They are called as homogeneous, and if we add sand in water, it will constitute heterogeneous mixture. Okay, thanking you all. We will learn more about some basic concept in next class. Thanking you all. Okay.